everyone, I'm Alan Gwynn, and welcome to It's Your Business. We're happy to be with you today, and it's great to be with you to discuss items that we believe can help your business prosper. If you own or manage a business, and items that we believe can help you be a better educated consumer whenever you deal with businesses. Let me start first by saying that if you have questions or comments about our show, please email me directly at agwynn@thegwynnconsultancygroup.com or give me a call at 800-335-9269. I'll be happy to send you the information that we share. Well, today I'd like to talk about one of my favorite topics that I believe is critical to every business, and that's customer service. Customer service is often thought of by many as a dying art form, and it's not really. Here's the bottom line. Good customer service is as easy as or easier to achieve than bad customer service. Let me say that again. Good customer service is as easy as to achieve or easier than bad customer service. It's all in the training of your employees and the commitment to good customer service by the owner or manager. In other words, if you're the business owner and you don't have great customer service, it's time to take a good look at your business and decide if customer service is important to you or not. My bet is that you're going to decide it's not only important, but it's critical to the revenue and growth of your business. And here's why. One of the facts that I love to share with clients is that for every bad customer experience you have in your business, that individual customer is going to share their experience with 10 other people. Think about that. With only one bad customer experience, you have the opportunity to have 10 others hear about it. Now, let's turn it around. For every 10 great customer experiences that occur in your business, only one person will hear about it. That's tragic, but it's true. Friends and coworkers with me always wonder why I give attaboys when I get good customer service from a company. It's because too often you don't get great service. Now, this may be for a variety of reasons. It may be because the employee just isn't well trained and doesn't feel comfortable with what they're doing. It may be because the employee doesn't like his or her job. It might even be because the employee is having a bad day. Heaven knows we all have them, right? Whatever the reason, poor customer service is a travesty and it shouldn't be allowed. Don't wait until an employee is treating a series of customers badly. Find out the very first time you see it what the challenge is that the employee is facing and correct it then and there. No excuses allowed. Put yourself in the place of your customer or client and visualize how you would feel. As a matter of fact, I often use this with employees. I simply ask them how they would feel if they were treated the way that they just treated that customer. And I've had responses from duh to, look, I'm not getting paid enough to worry what these losers think, to, you're right, I hadn't considered that. So the training aspect of this questioning on my part isn't to embarrass the employees, it's to create an environment where they understand and realize how important great customer service is. Now, every business, it seems, has some employees that are better than others. And for the purpose of this discussion, let's call those that aren't great the mediocre employees. Now, there are some would say that no employee is mediocre. It's all in how they're managed. And there's something to that. The key to the management of this type of employee focuses on three things. You need to manage the employee's workload so that it represents a constant level of output. Don't allow wasted time or effort or energy. Secondly, determine that their plate is kept full of work to be accomplished. And thirdly, assure that management monitors their objectives. You know, folks, I've probably overseen 2,500 employees throughout my career, first as a line manager, and then as an executive within corporations, and now as an advisory consultant to many different types of management groups. And many challenges are unique to specific groups, but some are of a more general nature. Let me share some background, then some examples. By and large, most employees who accept a position with an employer do so with the honest intent of working to the minimum standards. Often minimum standards simply aren't defined. And if they don't hold these employees to a minimum standards, instinctive laziness sometimes intervenes in the process. Significant workplace trouble ensures when the employees are not having enough tasks to keep them busy. Take, for example, some of our clients that don't understand the management. One of our clients left capacity on the table without thinking about the regard to the employees. He just didn't understand why employees don't want to seem to stay with us. He was not assessing his employees correctly, thereby leaving what I call opportunity label on the table. The employees lost interest in the job they were hired to do. If he'd restructured his teams, he would have had sufficient work. Nothing fails like making your employees feel like they're not needed, especially if the employees haven't been taught to think for themselves or have a predisposition to their jobs. A medical client said that labor was killing him. We found that there was too much work with little worker capacity. When we assessed this, though, we found it was too little work for too many employees. The turnover was because the employees were bored. Employees want to work competently, but balancing the workforce against the workload, what should have been a major objective of the doctor, was not even being addressed. This allowed mismanaged employees to bring a higher functioning office down to a poor performance level. We implemented goals and we found that all of this turnover dropped to zero. Individual employees do excel at specific functions, and lots of times we'll find that they need to be worked in that way. Management at a manufacturing facility. Lots of times when you look at workflow processes, you're going to find that managing HR goals are not correctly done. There was no understanding within the facility that we went to as to what standard work expectations were. And this even cut into the HR processes of evaluation and assessment. Unmotivated employees believed that their job performance was hurting the business. We immediately implemented an employee assessment system and redefined expectations. There was some significant turnover, and this was definitely to management's benefit. In each of these cases, it's clear that finding a standard for performing employees and then holding the employee to that minimum set of standards address the root cause and identify the challenge. So how do we go about this? We need to recognize the employee is actually delivering at least a portion of the work that's expected. And it needs to be at least acceptable, if not exceptional. But let's go a step further. Identify additional workload that can be attached to the employee. Sometimes that increase in workload can help the employee to step up, and management and supervision must address all employees by looking at performance goals and communicating them specifically, hiring and holding employees to a certain level of performance, and looking at the performance as by a defined set of standards. You need to let that employee know through evaluation what your expectations are. You need to let the employee know what will be accepted and what will not. I've done seminars all over the world on customer service, and I always allow the participants time to share 2 or 3 stories about good customer service. You can't even believe some of them I've heard. We're not talking about just a bad attitude. We're talking about customer abuse. Many of them revolve around the fact that frontline employees are short-termers. So that leads to the next question. If you own a business and you care about it, why would you put newly hired or poorly trained employees in front of customers? Surely you'd look for longer-term employees to do the meet and greet. It makes sense to me. And when you think about it, it probably makes sense to you too. Now, I've had the argument thrown up to me, look, Alan, I can't put a tenured employee on the front line of customer service. All I can afford is new hires. Well, if that's the case, we need to look at your spread of labor dollars and how the revenue is generated. We need to look at your training program and see where changes need to be made. Forbes magazine has 3 things. Let your customer know you. A little personal information can go a long way and can minimize concerns or accessibility, trust, or safety. They also say be accessible. In my business, I value face-to-face interaction with customers, and your strongest relationships with your customers will be those that you know personally and keep in contact with regularly. You may be able to offer special services or treat them as a VIP. Can you offer something special for existing customers? Could your services be considered luxury? Offering special treatment to your customers will help them to feel taken care of, and it's also something they might be willing to pay more for. Offer knowledge to your customers. A customer can even know more than what you do on a particular topic. Take advantage to use this opportunity to learn more about what they need. Offer opportunity. Create a unique community for your customers. This could be an interactive part of your website, a weekly or monthly webinar, or an open house at your physical location. See if you can participate in a street fair or a convention to draw some people. With new retail openings, special events, and so on that are going on here now, the city of Bristol's got a great opportunity to bring people in and to let them see how stellar your customer service can be. And remember, that can help make or break someone that's looking at the Bristol community. If you have questions or comments about our shows, please email me, agwynn@thegwynnconsultancygroup.com, or call me or text me at 800-335-9269. I'll be happy to send you a copy of today's show. We'll see you next time on It's Your Business.